Assalamualaikum students, how are you all? Hope you all are good and doing well. So students, we have started our chapter number 2, which is life and living things. Up till now we have covered our topics, that is introduction, life processes, cell, animal cell and plant cells, and light microscope. And our today's topic is about special cells for special jobs. Students, in the previous lecture we have learned about cells, that what are cells. So cells is a basic structural and functional unit of life. Cell is basically the one on which the whole life of an organism depends upon. So today is the topic, which is special cells for special jobs. It means that every cell has its specific function that has to be performed in the body. Each specific function is carried out by a specific or special cell. So students, let's start the reading. Humans and other multicellular organisms are made up of different types of cells. Each cell is suited to the job it has to do. So students, humans, as you know, humans are multicellular organisms, means humans have more than one cells and they are made of different type of cells, and each cell has to do is specific function. On the basis of their functions, cells are being divided into different specific cells and different structures. Each cell has a different structure according to the related or relevant function it has given to. So students, we have nerve cells, epithelial cells, pollen grain cells, and the red blood cells. Most of them are the cells of plants and some are of the animals. Every animal and plant cell is being differ from each other according to their structure and body pattern. The first one is nerve cell. Nerve cells have long thin fibers which carry messages from one part of the body to another. As you can see, it is a picture of a nerve cell. What is this? Nerve cell has long and thin fibers which are extended in the whole body. What they do? They just carry message from the body from where it has to be taken. It receives the message from that certain part of the body and then transfer it to the brain through the nerve cells. And after, when the brain receives these cells, it responds according to the stimulus. The next one are epithelial cells. Epithelial cells are thin and flat. They are found in layers covering surfaces such as the skin, lining of the blood vessels, and the alimentary canal. These cells help in protection and absorption. So students, these are the epithelial cells. These cells are basically present around our skin. It basically protects our skin from damage. It is the lining of blood vessels and alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is the canal on which our whole digestive system is based upon. So these are found in all layers of the skin, which is basically for the protection of our skin and lining of blood vessels. Other than that, this has the main function, that is, it helps in the protection and absorption. Students, next are the pollen grains. Pollen grains are cells. Some pollen grains have a spiky surface to help them stick to the bodies of insects. Others have tiny wings to enable them to be carried by the wind. Both adaptations help in pollination. Students, pollen grains are basically the cells of plants. They are found in plants, and what is their function? They help in the process of pollination, like they help in the reproduction process. Pollen grains have a spiky and sticky surfaces which help them to stick to the bodies of insects. When they stick to the bodies of insects, They travel with the insects and sometimes they travel with wind or some other factors. When they reached on the other plant, they reproduce according to that. The next one are the red blood cells. What is the function of red blood cells? Red blood cells carry oxygen around the body. They have a large surface area to pick up lots of oxygen. So the main function of the red blood cells has to pick up the oxygen. This oxygen is carried by red blood cells and then this oxygen is transferred to the whole body. Now students, let's come towards the test yourself of this topic. So students, question number 1 is, name 3 types of cells in your body: nerve cells, epithelial cells and red blood cells. Second one is, what are epithelial cells? Epithelial cells are thin and flat. They are found in layers covering surfaces such as skin, lining of blood vessels and the alimentary canal. These cells help in protection and absorption. Question number 3 is, why do red blood cells have large surface area? They carry oxygen around the body. They have a large surface area to pick up lots of oxygen. Question number 4 is, how are pollen grains adapted to help plant pollination? So the answer is, pollen grains have a spiky surface to help them stick to the bodies of insects. Others have tiny wings to enable them to be carried by the wind. Both adaptations help in pollination. And did you know they are telling you that the cell membrane is only 0.00001 millimeter thick.